So guys, EA just dropped the trailer for UFC 6 and the UFC fans had some pretty high expectations, just like this guy.
Are we getting Canelo? Probably. I don't work for the UFC, I don't know, but listen, King Diaz, that's the man. He said allegedly, I believe him. I believe him, brother.
So I'm gonna cover some of the details you might have missed and break down some of the new gameplay that we've seen so far. At number one, we have the updated head movement. It looks like we have Max Holloway vs Conor McGregor on the trailer. Now this is quite funny because there are potential rumors that Conor McGregor will be returning to the octagon to face Max Holloway for his return fight in around June this year. But it's not confirmed as of yet, but it's still a pretty cool Easter egg. As you can see, Holloway goes for a right hand, which looks quite refreshing. It genuinely looks like how Max Holloway fights with those hands down and that lunging right hand like we've seen him do against the likes of Justin Gaethje, against Calvin Kattar, and especially with this posture and stance too. This could be because of the motion graphics that they done with him earlier this year. But here, McGregor manages to slip back and land some beautiful combos on Max Holloway. The feature you may not have noticed is when McGregor slips back, it looks way more realistic than UFC 5, where you had to slip your entire body to the point it feels like you lose the distance with your opponent. And it just feels kind of slow, but we can see how McGregor is able to throw a combo immediately after slipping with that more smaller head movement, which is better for the counter strikers. You have it again with Max Holloway slipping the big kick from McGregor, and he's able to counter it almost instantly without having to lean back a large distance, which does look 100% better, and it allows you to punish your opponents faster for any mistake you see or make. Over here, you have a new animation where McGregor gets dropped and it's almost like a ground stumble, which you see him then get back up to carry on fighting. But this could be quite similar to the UFC 5 knockout mode, when an opponent gets knocked down but instantly he gets back up. We can see the exact same here in this clip from Ilia Topuria vs Justin Gaethje, where Gaethje throws a jab and Topuria slips it with little head movement and not too much, just like he does in real life, which allows him to throw a disgusting right hand. And then here in this Paddy vs Ilya clip, where he ducks and immediately throws a left hook at Paddy almost instantly after the small head movement, which we all hope is updated in UFC 6. At number two, we have the counter strikes. You can see in this clip of Holloway fighting Conor McGregor, but Conor McGregor doesn't really look like how he looks today. So this may be a hint at a potential alter ego like they did in UFC 5 by introducing the different Conor McGregor models. But you can see how quick McGregor dodges Holloway's kick and he instantly returns a front kick to his face almost instantly, which is good if you're a counter fighter, as you can get off some good knockouts if you time it at the right time. Drops McGregor over here with a beautiful punch, and it looks like we got a ragdoll knockout like the ones from UFC 3. It looks like they may return back to the game, which was quite fun for the OG players, the way his body just shuts down and drops to the floor. As we seen in the Conor McGregor clip with how fast he was able to dodge the kick and throw one back, here we have Ciryl Gane vs Alex Pereira. Now Alex Pereira goes for a body kick which doesn't connect because he's standing too close, but notice how fast Ciryl Gane was able to throw the body kick to counter Alex Pereira, which ends up throwing him off guard and making him fall to the floor. It looks like they've worked on the reaction counter strikes, and just from these clips alone, it looks more effective in UFC 6, which means you have to throw your attacks from a decent range in order to do damage. And as we can see, if you're not in range throwing them strikes, you'll just get countered or possibly knocked out. At number three, we have the clinch system. Now, a lot of UFC fans have been wanting an upgrade to this specific system, and it looks like they tweaked it in UFC 6. You can see how both fighters are approaching each other, and Shamrock manages to get a over-under without Hamzat having to throw anything. Now, if you aren't aware, if we look at UFC 5, you had to wait until your opponent threw a punch or had less stamina, which allows you to go for the takedown, which you then cancel and manage to grab him in the over-under. I just hope the cheesers that are watching, they don't abuse this system if it is the case, because it can be a long day if you don't know how to defend it, and especially if they're able to hold you like this without even having to throw a punch. At number 4, we have updated face models. The best one I think so far in the trailer is the Paddy the Baddy update with his cornrows. It looks absolutely fantastic and literally looks just like him. He did have this hairstyle just recently when he fought Justin Gaethje, and they've also updated Ilia Toporia's face model as well. His hair and his face model on UFC 5 wasn't as good as the one we could see in the new trailer. Max Holloway also got a little update. You can see his face has aged a bit since the UFC 5 days, and it looks more like the Max Holloway that we know today. We also got a more refreshing Alexander Volkanovski, and it looks a lot sharper than it did on UFC 5. We have the updated referees. So we have new referees like the one shown from the clip here. This animation here is from where your opponent is finished on the floor and the person on top throws elbows, which makes the referee step in. But here you can also see we do have a brand new referee, which does look pretty cool. And also we have Mark Goddard, who did actually confirm earlier this year he is in the new UFC 6. So that's quite refreshing rather than seeing Herb Dean all the time. I'm pretty sure he's tired from refereeing over 1 million games on UFC 5. So I'd say he's earned his break and it's time to let some new referees step in. We have the career mode. Now, this looks extremely interesting, and I'll start from the small details. We have what looks like an open workout in the career mode. I wasn't a big fan of the career mode myself. I was more of a ranked player, but this aspect looks pretty cool for anyone who likes the career mode. And also, if they're going for the realistic approach, we have this scene over here where they're arguing or something and they're about to smash each other up, and this could be a potential storyline in the career mode. It looks like the MGM Grand with the casino section with all the machines in the back, but it does look pretty smooth, and it looks like they showed quite a lot from the career mode side on the trailer. We have this new sort of venue with all the podiums and the crazy lighting, with the BMF belt also being dropped down from the center of the screen, and with the amount of Max Holloway footage we've actually seen, I wouldn't be surprised if we have a storyline in the game that's centered around Max Holloway, just based on the amount of times he's being included in the trailer, which I think is quite sick. We have this fast transition of a UFC fighter, which may be a career mode fighter, and he's being transitioned into all these different scenarios. And the first one looks like some sort of island with a sign saying "Bad Mother Effers this way." You have another where he's looking at an old ancient ruin, and another one in some sort of inside UFC venue, which begs the question, are we getting a potential UFC open world? Now, if you're not aware, the same company who made UFC 6 also made EA Sports FC 27, which is a football game. And if you're not aware, there were rumours they're introducing a open world option to the FC 27 franchise this year, which begs the question, is that going to be a possible aspect of the career mode, which I think would actually be insane? Could we go to different gyms? Would it be online? There's just so many questions one can ask about a potential UFC open world. We have doctor stoppages. We did have doctor stoppages in UFC 5, and it looks like we got doctor stoppages again. As you can see here in this clip, Mark Goddard Looks like he's ending a fight by doing the signal, crossing his arms, which means a doctor's stoppage, and it means he's still in the game. You'll have to work on your defense so you don't actually end up like this and losing the fight by doctor's stoppage. Now, that is all the details I have on it so far. The big details I think we should be taking a look at. The only way we'll know is when we actually play the UFC game. But a lot of UFC fans are not really happy with the current trailer, but hopefully they do give us some more. And if it's good, guys, let me know down below in the comments if you're going to be pre-ordering it or what changes you'd have liked to see them make to the new UFC game.